Edson, many people don't remember this anymore because, time flies, right? But
Mhm.
Edson was the guy that's helped me start the career track at the developers conference, right? So we were the first ones that did a career track. And so, I'm very thankful for all the work that Edson has done helping people develop their careers. So, guys, it's a good chance for you to ask anything that you want to know. Let's just make this open conversation, right? So I can start one question, right?
Please.
You've gone. Actually, have some good news. I'm not going to say this good news because that's Adson and his family's good news. So, but Adson is following along. Other people that are actually going through interviews on Google and being hired at Google. So Adson, that's a question we get a lot. How hard it is to do interviews for Google, and you actually did for Red Hat, for example, and how that process works, right? So is the big companies, is that like a very hard process? Do they consider everything that you did and being visible like you are? Does that help in any way? Can you tell us a little bit about this interview process?
No, for sure it helps. And thinking about you said like being visible, and after all, I think when we were together actually when I got a call from Red Hat,
Yes.
yeah, from my previous manager Bert. We were together at Java One,
Mhm.
and then I received a phone call, and we started a conversation saying, "Oh, actually, we have an open role, and somebody like made a referral for you, so that's why we're talking. I'd like to check your work if you're interested in the job," which was a new position in a new team for the developer advocacy team for Red Hat. And to be honest, of course I was super excited for the opportunity, especially because I was looking for a job
Mhm.
at the time. But I was also kind of concerned because, well, I didn't have experience in the role. I was doing a lot of community stuff, delivering talks and traveling, talking to people, helping people as a personal matter, but not in a professional role. And and when Burr mentioned that he was also considering other three candidates, and all of them were Americans, and it was for a US-based role.
Mhm.
Was supposed to work here with the team. I became even more concerned because, well, I was competing with Americans. Like English is their first language. Language is not a barrier for them,
Mhm.
so much easier. And when I got, and I did many interviews. I talked to them. I had 12 interviews in a
Oh
matter
yeah.
of like 4 months. So, and sometimes there was a 2 week break between the interviews. So I would have like radio silence. Nobody would reach out to me. So, okay, didn't work. But then somebody would call, "Oh, can we schedule an interview for tomorrow?" Okay, okay, sure. And I was very glad, very happy when on December 23rd, when Burr called me and he told me, "I chose you."
Cool.
So it was a great Christmas gift. But then he told me that, "Oh, but I need you to start working here in the US on January 1st."
Hmm.
Okay, I don't think it's that easy for a Brazilian to move and work in the US in a matter of 1 week, but let's see. But that's another long story.
Mhm.
But I think one of the things that resonated with me is that he told me that everybody that he talked to was concerned about me as a Brazilian. How would I perform with my English? Because I was
Mhm.
supposed to be a public speaker,
Mhm.
writing content, delivering content, giving talks in English.
Yeah, because the English is important, right? But especially in this role, because your communication was a big thing for you. Yeah.
Exactly. So everybody was concerned about that, but Bert told me that he was convinced I was the right person for the role because he spent like weeks or maybe months reading and watching every single piece of content he found from me on YouTube. and blogs and articles and magazines. And luckily for me, I had plenty of content. And he was convinced that the language wouldn't be a barrier for me to perform well in this role. So I said, like, technically, okay, he knows how to do the job. English was a concern, but he was convinced, well, I've seen enough videos of him speaking. I've seen enough blog posts and articles from him that I'm convinced he can do a good job. And I was hired, and I was very happy working for Red Hat for 6+ years.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that's how it started, and that's why the visibility, like, I could even be good, I could even be like have a good English, I could write well, speak well, but if I didn't have this online record, this online track of things that I did in the past, I wouldn't have got the role, and my life would be completely different today for sure.
Yeah, that's amazing.